guys, today I have a new palette to try out with you, and what's new, because I feel like that's what I do every single time I make a video on this channel. Well, most of them anyway, but I'm really excited about today's video because today I'm using a new palette from a brand that I really like, and this is 50/50 Makeup. Some of you might be unfamiliar with this brand, but this is a European based, I think from the Netherlands based indie brand. Pretty small brand. My friend Nikki Raven was the one who got me onto this brand. I will leave her channel link down below. She is amazing, go check her out, but she is from the Netherlands, so I guess that's how she kind of found out about this brand, and they ended up sending me one of their palettes, so I have two other palettes from them. This is the 50/50 Spring palette, so they did send me this palette, and the other two I've bought myself, but obviously I bought them because I really like this one. So this is the Spring palette. They've also come out with the Summer palette. I have made videos on both of these. But this is what the Summer palette looks like. This is beautiful. It's such a pretty color story, and I really like the quality of their shadows as well. So when they came out with this new palette, I was like, I need that. And this brand is also quite affordable, but you do have to pay for shipping, which is like, if you live in the States, pretty much the same as buying the palette. So at the end of the day, the palette doesn't end up being that affordable unless you live in Europe and you don't have to pay import taxes and stuff. But this is a really nice brand, and I'm super excited to be trying out this palette today. They were also so kind to add in a couple of extra things into my order. So I got a liquid eyeshadow here, which looks really nice. Like, look at this little container it comes in. Super cool. And then you kind of unscrew it, and I will show you the color of this. I don't know if I want to use this in today's look, but we'll see what happens. So it's kind of like a glittery black, but it looks really pretty. And sorry if my stomach is making sounds, but I literally just ate lunch, and that happens every time because I always like to have a soda with my lunch, and my stomach is like, hi. They also sent me a little pigment here, which I also don't think I'm going to use this in my look, but here is what the color looks like. So this is a loose pigment. I'm not really into loose pigments personally, unless I like mix it with some kind of a mixing medium, and I need to have the patience to do that, and most days it's not that day. And today is not that day, but I do want to play with the palette, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight in. Gonna go ahead and prime with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. So some of you might be looking at this palette and being like, Annette, isn't that a little too neutral for your liking? But I don't know, I looked at this palette and it just inspired me. You know how when you just look at something and it makes you want to use it? That's kind of how I felt with that palette. And also I really like 50/50 as a brand, and I really do want to support them because I really like the way that they donate to charity, and they just seem like a really nice brand. And since I like the color stories and I like them and I like their formula, I figured, you know what, I might as well. There could be worse causes to support. So I'm very excited to have this palette in my hands, and I'm excited to do some looks with it. I do want this to be quite a kind of grungy look, and I have an idea in mind for what I want to do as well. But before we get into actually putting this on my eyes, I do want to just do a quick Octoly review because I'm literally running out of time and I don't have any other videos that I can really put this into. So I want to talk about my nails. A lot of you have asked me a lot of questions about my nails lately, and I got a package from Dashing Diva, which is a kind of nail brand. They do like stick-on nails, they do press-on nails. Currently I'm wearing press-ons. These are not ones that I got sent, but I did get sent their gloss nails. So if you don't know what these are, so basically these are the ones that I was sent. I have worn two pairs. I've worn these, and I've worn three pairs. I've worn these as well. So basically how these work is that you take these off and you basically just stick them onto your nails, and then you file off the excess, and then you have like a fresh nail polish or whatever, and it's obviously not going to transfer anything like that. It's just like stick it on and you're done. I think that these are awesome, and the great thing about these is that they last for such a long time. Now, I'm the kind of person who, I'm impatient. I don't want to wear something for like 2 weeks straight, but these are supposed to last up to 2 weeks. I have only worn mine. I think the longest I wore one of my sets was 8 days. And that was these sticker ones. And I have been so impressed with these nails. Like, you guys have probably seen me wear them in all of my videos. I've been so impressed with these that after I had tried my first two sets, I actually made an order from Dashing Diva myself to pick up a lot more of their nails because I was just so intrigued. And I've also picked up some press-on nails, which you've seen me use two sets already. I always get questions about them, but this is the set that I'm currently wearing. These are beautiful. I absolutely love them. This is going on my 5th day of wearing these now, I think. And these are supposed to last up to a week if I'm not mistaken, and I can absolutely highly say that they do. Highly say that they do. That's not really a saying, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, I can very confidently say that these last for as long as I say they do. And in the order that I made myself, I picked up so much stuff that I spent over $100, and I also signed up for their affiliate program. So I'm going to have an affiliate link down below if you want to go check out any of these. No pressure at all whatsoever, but I just wanted to let you know how much I love these, and you're going to be seeing me wearing them all the time, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to ask me questions where I get my nails or my nail polish. So probably whatever is on my nails moving forward is going to be from Dashing Diva. So thank you so much, Dashing Diva, for sending these my way. I mean, a whole new world has opened up to me now because I haven't tried anything like this before, and it's just been so fun to like play around, and I just love the way that you can mix and match these as well. So if you have some left from like a previous set that you can't really put on a full set from, you can just mix and match it with whatever you have like leftover from other sets. I don't know, I just think it's a great idea. Would highly recommend you check them out. This isn't sponsored or anything. Like I said, I was just sent these from Octoly, but I'm just really excited about it and I needed to tell you. So now you know what's been on my nails all the time lately. So like I was saying before, I do have a bit of a plan with where I kind of want to go with this. So I think I want to use this top row here. I feel like those could look really cool together. Maybe I'll pull in a little bit of this green as well, but my main focus is going to be these three. Maybe I'll even pull in this one. That can maybe be fun. So obviously this is going to be my crease shade as well as this one. So I'm going to start with the one in the middle here called Poison. This is such a cool kind of mix between a grungy yellow and a grungy green. It's kind of like a grungy olive. Is that what that would be? I feel like that's what that would be, but I'm really excited to just put this onto my eyeball because it just looks so pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack this pretty heavily into my crease here. So from my experience, 50/50's mattes are extremely pigmented and very, very, I wouldn't say dark, but I would say that they probably show up a little bit darker on the eyes than they do in the pan sometimes, which I think is awesome because I love me some depth, which you guys know. So I'm very excited about this. So I'm just gonna kind of take my time here to build this up in my crease and also work on the blend. And like I was saying before, my friend Nikki Raven has been doing a lot of stuff with this brand. She obviously got her palette way before I did because she lives in the Netherlands. So she got her palette very, very quickly. And I think she already has eye swatches up as well as 3 looks up and a first impression or something like that. So like I said, highly recommend checking her out if you want to see more about this palette because she always does such a good job showcasing this brand. And I'm pretty sure that she has a code with them as well. I could be wrong, but if you want to know if she has a code, just go check out her channel because she deserves it anyway. So that performed like a dream, did exactly what it is that I wanted to do. I thought about taking it under my eye as well, but I think I'm actually gonna go in with this shade here because it's just kind of like matching my sweater and I'm just feeling it. So I think this is going to be my under eye shade. This one is called Hallows Eve. And then we'll go in with the black and kind of do all the black like afterwards. So I'm just gonna go ahead and smudge this pretty heavily underneath my eye here. And I'm also connecting this with the green shade up here. Of course, I am gonna go in with the black as well, so I don't need to really do too much just in the outer portion here since I am going to deepen it up with the black on top. This is such a grungy brown. Is that a thing? I think we're just making that a thing now because I feel like this is a very grungy brown. It definitely has a bit of like a purple undertone to it, which I think looks really nice. So with the same brush, I'm gonna go into the black shadow. Is anyone surprised? Anyone? Didn't think so. This one is called Book of Shadows, which I think is such a fun name. Let's see how black I am able to get this shadow. So I'm gonna start on the outer corner of my eye, just pack this on as much as I'm able to. And then we're gonna blend it through my crease as well and really make this into a very dark and grungy eye look. This black seems like it has a little bit of a sheen to it, which I really like that in blacks because it just makes them a lot easier to work with and to blend. Like, I don't want them to be a satin shade, but I do like when it just has a little bit of something added to it. I don't know how they do that or what makes certain blacks kind of creamy, but I'm here for it. Whatever it is they do, I really like that. I'm just gonna take this all the way through my crease. Like I said, I do want this to be quite an intense look. And this is just kind of blending itself. I mean, that looks so good, and I really like how it blends out with that transition shade that I used too. I would call this a pretty approachable black. It's not a very scary black to work with. You don't get that bam pigment right away. You do have to build it up, but it does build very nicely. And like I said, it's quite easy to work with. I'm not having any fallout or anything like that. So this is definitely a good black for someone who's maybe scared of black and just want to start slow and try to go in with a little bit and not be crazy like I am sometimes with black, because I just like black a lot. Like, I'm the kind of person who wishes that every palette had a black in it, whereas everyone else wants there to be a bone colored matte in every palette, which I'm just like, why? I get it though, like we all have blacks in our collection, but to me a black just adds so much to a color story and to a palette, and it just makes it so much more versatile. Before I go back in with the transition shade, I'm going to take a little bit of this black just under my eye as well so I can connect the outer corner. And then I'm going to go in with both of these mattes one more time just to make sure I bring them back and so that everything is blended before I go in with the shimmers. Is anyone else getting subculture vibes from this? No, just me, because I feel like I could have done something very similar with the subculture palette. So I love this. I think this looks awesome. Let's go in with some glitter primer next. Just to put down a base for the shimmers, I'm not going to make this into a cut crease. I'm just going to kind of plop it on the middle of my lid, just where I want the shimmers to go. And I think what I'm going to do is should I do 3 shades on my lid? I'm going to start with this one right here and put that on the outer corner of my eye. And this is a shade called Decay. This is one of those kind of brown blue pigments. I think that they are really, really cool. I feel like this is a good addition to this palette. It just, I don't know, it just adds even more grunge than what was already in it. So this is really pretty. Just gonna tap that on the outer corner. I don't really have a lot of glitter primer on the outer corner of my eye. This is just gonna kind of help the other shimmers blend together. And this is gonna also just blend nicely into the matte on the outer corner. And then I'm gonna flip my brush and I'm gonna go into the shade called Gourd, which is this green. It doesn't look like it's a metallic, but we'll see on the eyes. 50/50 does put some more satiny shades in their palettes, but their metallic formula is really nice. This is definitely not a metallic, but I am gonna put another shade in the front portion of my lid, and I'm also going to blend that over this. So I think that we're gonna be able to really make this shadow pop by layering that gold shade. But it's still a really, really fun color, and I think that it's gonna add a little something to this look. So I'm not doing anything fancy, I'm just kind of layering these next to each other and then blending them in. And then for the inner portion, I need to work kind of fast before my glitter primer dries. I'm gonna take the gold shade, which is called Mace, and I am such a sucker for a gold shimmer. I know a lot of people seem to not like them, especially when I use them in videos. People always say, oh, I wish there wasn't a gold in the palette, but I really like golds. I don't know, it's like one of those shimmers that I feel like work with literally every single color, and I think that's why I like it so much, because it's like, it's a bit of an unexpected sort of inner corner highlight that can be used in so many different ways. Just gonna blend that over the green. So you can see this is more of a metallic formula. I think this looks really, really nice. Just gonna place this where I want it, and then I'll go in and kind of blend all over these colors and make sure they're nice and blended after. So basically this is going to be like the gist of the look. Like I said, I am going to finesse this a little bit, but I'm just going to do that off camera. Basically just going to go back and forth and make sure that everything is nice and blended. And I'll finish off the eyes. I'll come back and we can do the rest of the face together because I still have a lot of things I need to do. This is the eye look all done. I didn't do anything fancy at all to finish off, and I still have yet to put something in my inner corner, but I thought we could do the face first, and then we could kind of use the highlighter on my face and my inner corner as well, and I kind of have an idea what I want to use. But let's start with the blush. I'm going to use the Little Jasmine blush from Uden's Eye. I always get so many questions on where I get this brush from. I honestly don't remember. I think I got it on Amazon, like some random brush like years ago. It's from Japanesque. I don't even know what it's called because it's like all rubbed off, but I love this little fluffy domed round brush for my blush. I just think it applies it so nicely. And this is nice for days where I don't want like a super intense blush. Usually if I want like an intense blush, I will use a Rephr brush because they just pick up a lot more product. And I also find that I get a really nice smooth application with a pigmented blush when I use those brushes. But If I want something a little bit softer, then I tend to use a synthetic brush, and this is always the one that I go for. Not saying that this is a subtle blush by any means, but for my standards, this isn't too out there. And I think for my highlighter, I don't know if this is gonna look good. I'm tempted to use a little bit of this one. It's like a pinky shift one. I wish I had like a red iridescent highlighter. Maybe I'll use Mars Melter from Kaleidos instead. Maybe that could look good. That one isn't like super intense though, but let's go ahead and try that. I think this is the only like red highlighter that I have in my collection, which is kind of crazy. That's something that I wish I would find more of. I guess it does lean a little bit more on the pink side, but it's definitely supposed to be like a red iridescent highlighter. But it's just so beautiful. It does actually lean more pink than I remembered. Oh, I also put a little bit of the orange shimmer just in my inner corner. If you're wondering if my look looked a little bit different, that's why. Just gonna take my blush brush one more time, make sure that these are mixed together. And then I'll pop a little bit of this just in my inner corner as well. Yeah, not sure how well this goes with the look, but I think it's fine still. I kind of like having a bit of an unexpected inner corner shade, especially if it's like an iridescent one. I feel like you can get away with pretty much any color as long as you don't go too overboard. And this definitely works with the lower lash line that I have going on, so not too worried. I think this looks really good. What should we do for lips? I'm thinking something like this, just because I want to wear this lipstick anyway. This is my only Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. It is in Pillow Talk 2 Medium. I'm gonna pop this on and see if I like it. I might change it after, but I just really want to wear this lipstick again. So I think I like this lipstick. Now let's talk a little bit more about this palette, I guess. I don't think I really talked about it too much while I was doing the look, because honestly the palette did what I wanted it to do, and I think it performed well. I don't really have any complaints at all. Do I wish that maybe this green was a little bit more intense? Yeah, but you know what? It's a nice palette, and for the price, keep in mind, I think this is 15 euros if I'm not mistaken, something around those lines. So it is definitely like a very affordable palette, and I think for the price, I think this is really, really nice. I had a great time working with it. I think the color story is very inspiring. I'm gonna say what Nikkis said in her video is that a lot of these colors kind of, I don't know, they're very unique. Like the tones are very unique, and you don't really see that when you just look in the palette. Maybe you do, but I feel like you kind of have to use them and put them on your eyes to really see like the specialness in them, because they all are just really, really pretty, and I feel like they all go very nicely together. I feel like this color story is very well curated. It's very grungy, it's very fall. I love the theme of this. I think they did a really good job with this palette, and I'm just happy to have it in my collection. So I don't think I'm going to do more looks with this per se. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to let you guys tell me if you want to see more looks first, and then I have to see what comes in and what I can prioritize and how this video does and stuff like that. But I really do like this palette, and I think that if you guys have been interested in maybe trying out this brand, would highly recommend it, because I think they are awesome. So that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, if you want to see some other indie makeup first impression videos, here's my playlist. And if you're new, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one.